Hello, we will continue here again chapter number 3 kinship, caste and class, module number 4. In this module we will study about the Mahabharata. We will study about the Mahabharata. Let's make it in different point so that it will become easy for us. The story of Mahabharata. That's very first point. Dear students, the Mahabharata is one of the great epic of the world. It was considered that it is created by Ved Vyasji. Earlier, in its initial form, it had 8800 verses. In initial stage, it was having 8800 verses. Verses mean to say मंत्र. शुरुआती चरण के अंदर बिल्कुल शुरुआत में इनिशियल स्टेज पे it was considered it is having 88 verses and it was known by the name J. It was known by the name J. Later on, some changes took place. Some more verses added in it. Then they were added. They became 24,000 verses. And it was during that time it was known by the name Bharata. It was known by the name Bharata. Then some historian, they did excavation, they did lot of job, they compiled the Mahabharata that is written by the many authors. Now it is having 1 lakh verses and known by the name Mahabharata. This is the change of the name of Mahabharata time to time. Earlier known by the name named J, then Bharata, then now it is known as Mahabharata. Dear students, the main plot or the main story of Mahabharata revolves around a war between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, between the two Kulas. Between Pandavas and Kauravas, the war took place that we will reach. That is the main story of the Mahabharata. The main gist of the story, it declared that during the ancient time, there was a ruler of Hastinapur that is very near to Delhi, named Vichitra Virya. He had two sons. One that is Dhritarashtra and second one Pandu. Dhritarashtra, he was blind by birth. Though the throne, as per the patrilineal norms, the throne after Vichitra Virya had to go on to Dhritarashtra, but as per the rules of Dharma Shastra, Dharma Sutras, a unable person which is not fit for is not supposed to be the ruler of Hastinapur. That's why the empire goes to his younger brother Pandu. Dhritarashtra, he had 100 sons. On the other hand, Pandu is having 5 sons. Yudhishthira, Bhima, Arjuna, Nukul and Sahadev. And other side, as I have told, Duryodhana, he was among the 100 sons. He was one of the eldest sons, and others. Like that, they were 100. Dhritarashtra, he was deeply impressed by the virtue of Yudhishthira. So he declared him as his successor. But Duryodhan and his brother, they were very much frustrated by this decision, so they evolved a conspiracy and banished them. They played conspiracy one after the another. The very first conspiracy that is done by them, they just prepared a Lakshagraha and tried to burn all the Pandavas in Lakshagraha. Then the Pandavas, they exiled, and during their exile, they did marriage with Draupadi. It is also a great story of Draupadi's marriage. The marriage took place with Arjuna, but it was said when Arjuna and all his brother came back to his home, and outside the hut they called their mother and told her, "Ma, we have bring something for you." Then the mother told them, without seeing the object, that whatever you have brought, divide among you all. This way, she was considered the wife of 5 brothers Panchali. This is the story of Draupadi's marriage. Then they returned back to Hastinapur, but the Kauravas, they did not like them. They were playing conspiracy one after again and again, one after the another. Lot of the conspiracy that was played by them. At last, the empire was divided into 2 parts. Then Skuni and Duryodhana, they plotted a conspiracy and played a dice game. In that dice game, Yudhishthira lost each and everything, all his empire, all treasure, his brothers, even their combined wife Draupadi. Then these people, they were told to live exiled. They were supposed to exile for 13 years. That was the central story. After the exile was over, when they returned back, they demanded their empire. Then Kauravas, they did not return back the empire to them. Thus, the war took place between Kauravas and Pandavas. So, this is the central story of the Mahabharata. Now, the next is historians and the Mahabharata. While analyzing any text, the historians take into consideration many elements. They see many elements: in which language it was written, who were the author, when it was written, what type of text was there, like that. The historians, they did all, they just try to find out whether that is relevant or not. Like that, they try to find out the language of the text, in which it was written, because they had found that it was written Prakrit, Pali, Tamil, but most of the text, whatever they found, whatever they had find, it was mainly in the Sanskrit. Then, it is about the language. Then the kinds of the text, whether text contained only the hymn or it was chanted. The hymns, they were written down, that these hymns, they were used in rituals. They were doubtful about the kind of the text. Then these peoples, they tried, the historians, those who study the history, those who trace out the evidences, they try to find out information about the author of these texts. Who was the author of that text? They tried to find out. Then they also tried out possible period when the text was composed or compiled. So this job was done by the historian. In which language it was written down, who was its author, which type of text was there, and possible period when the text was composed or compiled. That is the another that the historians, they do. Next, about the language and the content. Language and content. The version of the Mahabharata we have been considering is in Sanskrit, much more simple than the Vedas. Dear students, if we study the Vedas and if we study the Mahabharata, they are having different words. In Mahabharata, these words are much more easy as compared to the words of Sanskrit they were used in the Vedas. Another thing, in that language and content, two things that has been mentioned. One, it is the narratives. Second one is didactic. What narratives are mentioned? In narratives, a lot of stories have been mentioned. What you people will read in that one, the story of Bhima's marriage, the story of dice game, the story of the village where the Pandu remained during the time period of exile, where one joint that was killed by Bhima. And many more stories they have been mentioned in the narrative parts. On the other hand, detective part, it has mentioned during the war, Lord Krishna, he had preached Arjuna, and the things that has been mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, the part of Bhagavad Gita that was considered as didactic. So that is the language and content of Mahabharata. Now about the author and the dates. Author and dates mean to say, who was the real author of Mahabharata? Many historians state that it was composed by Ved Vyas ji and written by Lord Ganesh ji. It was considered during the time period of 500 before Common Era to 500 Common Era. Lord Ganesh ji had written down the text, and it was dictated by Ved Vyas ji. But some historians, they said that it was not the job of a single author. It was not written by a single author. They considered it had been written down by the many authors. What these peoples they said, they had given their own evidences. What these people they told, that it is a charioteer whom we called Sut, whom we called Sarthi, as per the war law. जो रथ चलाता है उसे हम चैरिटियर कहते हैं, सारथी कहते हैं। उसके ऊपर हथियार नहीं उठाए जाते, उसको नहीं मारा जाता। So what the thing that is mentioned, that the charioteers, they used to take their warrior with them, and they recited the brave stories to him during the war. If some mishap took place with them, they took them out of the war. So they were the real witness of the war. These people, they explain the stories to Brahmins. Then one generation to another generation, it passes. Then the second is here. The second, what the other they suggest, during 5th century Common Era, the traditional text of Mahabharata was written down by the Brahmins. As the Brahmins, they learned the story from the charioteers, one generation to another generation. These peoples, they compose the Mahabharata. Then some other says, during 200 before Common Era to 200 Common Era, during this time period, Lord Krishna, the incarnation of Vishnu, was very much worshipped. It was considered that he was very much worshipped during that time periods. So after that, it was more, the story was written down more. The Mahabharata, that was written down more by the Brahmins. Then the next one, a dynamic text. Dynamic text. The growth of Mahabharata did not stop with the Sanskrit version. What I am saying, it was not stopped that it is only written down only the Sanskrit language. Over the centuries, Many versions of the epic were written down in different languages. Still, we got the Mahabharata that was written down in different languages. You people might have remember when I started the chapter, at the time I had told V.S. Suktankar. He did a great job. He had more than dozen of scholars. These peoples, they compiled, they collected the Mahabharata that was written down in different languages, and they later on compiled into a one book. So that's over. This chapter is over. Okay, your fourth chapter is over.